Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Sonic Forces Let's Play. I am here with Brielle. Are you gonna say anything?
Brio.
Look, truth be told, I was going to do a live commentary for this game, but the problem with this game is, it's boring as shit. It really is. Can you imagine if I talked over this the whole time by my damn self? Hell no. Brielle, what's your experience with Sonic?
Um, I'm not like a huge Sonic fan, so
True, but you did send some nice artwork.
yeah,
I'll edit it in.
this is pretty.
Yes. So, have you played any Sonic games?
No,
No? Then what do you know about Sonic?
um, I watched Sonic X.
That is a good
But
show. That is a good show.
it is.
No, unironically, Sonic X is really good. Although, I won't lie, that the US censorship of the show got really bad. Also, I'm gonna admit something, so for the audience, what happens is that on Tuesday evenings we meet up together to watch anime. And Calvin's punk ass somehow gave me a false sense of security. He gaslit me, not literally, but metaphorically. He gaslit me by having David make a mistake, and then David asking for penalty. No, he didn't say penalty. He said punishment. That motherfucker. So then, that's how we ended up watching ReZero. And I quote, "It was David's punishment." And I'm not gonna lie, I don't like ReZero. I did watch ReZero, not all of it. No, I got to the scene where Subaru said I love Amelia, and then I said, fuck this show. It shows AIDS, bro. What do you think of ReZero? Did you watch it, Real?
No.
Good. How the hell Rem get waifu? No, not waifu. She got second place, waifu of the year. I think it was Raftalia that got first. Not Rem of the year, of the decade. So the 2010s it was Rem got second and Raftalia got first. Is that correct, Real?
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't care.
Good. You shouldn't care. Okay, regarding what you're seeing on screen, I don't care if it's laggy, buggy, or whatever, because I'm not going to stream on Discord high definition for a reason. It's not worth it. But based on what you're seeing on screen, what do you think of the game so far?
It looks cool.
Oh yeah, it definitely looks cool, but do you think this game is fun?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll say this, it's better than Sonic Colors for the character customization alone, but actual gameplay, this game is not very good to me. I don't actually really like the gameplay of this game. I don't really like the gameplay of Colors either. Not because the control is terrible, because I will admit that Forces has worse control than Colors, but at the same time, the character customization is so fun to me. Because we get to make our own character. And Brielle, I think you're gonna like this one. The little OC I made this time is called Bondage the Cat.
Oh.
Yeah. And the reason I did it is because, well, I was watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Recently, and I decided to imitate the late Kazuki Takahashi's art style and just have a leather bondage aesthetic. Now, this is still a rated E game, so I can't go full on out, but I made it hopefully as much as possible for what I needed to do in terms of the design. I chose a cat because in my original run of Sonic Forces back in 2017, has it really been 5 years? Came out November 7th, 2017. It's been 5 years and 3 months. You know it's March right now, Brielle?
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's the 1st of March when we're recording this. Ooh. And the reason I'm playing this game in Japanese is because the English dub of this game has Roger Craig Smith. And unless the game is Frontiers, if I'm playing a Sonic game, I'm not playing with it. Roger Crazy, I'm not playing that in English. Okay, I don't like Roger's voice at all. And truth be told, I don't actually like the current Amy voice. I think Lisa Ortiz was better. I don't think she's terrible. Okay, I really don't think she's terrible. But Roger is just like I don't. He gets on my nerves. Okay, not the guy because I don't know the guy at all. But just his voice for Sonic gets on my nerves. I'd rather listen to Jason Griffin or Ryan Drummond, or better yet, Junichi Kanemaru, the best Sonic. That then brings me to your question. What's your favorite Sonic character?
I don't know.
Okay, what's your favorite interpretation of this character of Sonic?
I like the Sonic Boom one.
That's Roger Craig Smith. You know, the one I'm dissing. But then again, Boom Sonic is different from the game series Sonic. Boom Sonic is more like a dude bro frat guy rather than cool teenage dude who likes to go on adventures.
He's relatable.
He's what? Relatable? You're a horrible person. You really are a horrible person.
How? What is horrible about me?
What is You literally faked having diabetes, you fucking bitch.
I was joking.
You
How did y'all not know?
You
I
still
was
faked.
joking?
You know how did I not know? Your diet is dog shit. You could have actually made me believe it based on the fact that your diet is terrible.
Okay. No, it's not that terrible because I actually really like to eat healthy things just because
When you cleaned your room, you were shocked at how many bottles of a certain beverage were underneath there. I don't want to hear that from you. Yes, I could eat vegetables all day, but if I go to McDonald's after that, I'm not eating healthy.
But I'm still skinny.
Yes, you're still skinny. Congratulations, you have good metabolism. Doesn't mean you're in good shape. Now, don't get me wrong, you're more likely to be in good shape if you're skinny as opposed to being fat. But, it's not a guarantee. I just want to talk about Infinite's motivation here. He puts on a mask because A, Shadow kicked the fuck out of him, and B, he wants to prove that he's not a loser dog. Because, yes, Shadow calls him a Kainu. Not Kainu, he calls him a Makeinu, which means loser dog in Japanese. So he starts saying, like, I'm not weak. The thing is that he submits to Shadow's request to never show his face again. So it's not as though Infinite became more badass. No. And yes, this guy's name is Infinite the Jackal. This is the most edgelord name ever. And I'm gonna talk for a second about my distaste with this game's story. You see, this game isn't terrible, but the marketing for this game, oh my goodness, the marketing for this game had me so excited to play this. Now don't get me wrong, I enjoyed 100%ing this game in 6 hours in my Xbox One, but at the same time, this game was not worth the price tag. I'm gonna say this right now. Shoutouts to Gamer Boy Trey for telling me that this game was on sale for $7. So I figured, you know what? I'll play this for the channel. I already played Frontier, so let's play the game that takes place right before it. And overall, did I have a good time? Yes, actually I had a great time. But did I have a good time commentating over this? Hell to the nah. So what ends up happening in the Shadow run, so we're playing a Shadow the Hedgehog for the first 3 levels, is that I actually did a commentary of it, but by the end of the first 15 minutes, I found myself running out of things to say. Why? Because this game is so boring to do a live commentary over. Watching it isn't bad. In fact, watching this game, it looks like a really fun game. And I'm gonna say this right now, I would pretty much, and that's why I'm making a lot of these mistakes in these videos. You'll see me getting hit a lot. That's because this game, it's not worth actually trying in this game. It's not that good. But anyway, what I meant to say is that this also goes for Sonic Colors. I don't think the games are that good. Now, I might get some flack here because I know a lot of people actually think Colors is better than Forces. And yes, I know historically Colors saved the reputation of the franchise. But at the same time, on a personal level, I never thought the franchise needed to be saved. Now, I know that historically the critic reviews lambasted Sonic the Hedgehog series, beginning with... It really began with Shadow the Hedgehog, but it started in Heroes. It started in Heroes. They were complaining about the control. I mean, Heroes was well received, but they were starting to complain more and more about how the games progressed. Shadow the Hedgehog is one of my favorite games to play. Okay, in fact, if you look at my Sonic tier list, I have this in my S tier. So, however, I understand that the critics and hated it, and the fact that you have to beat the game 10 times to get the true ending. I'll admit that's some bullshit, but it was never something that truly bothered me, because I'm okay with padding in a video game, because if it means I get to play more of the game that I purchased with my own money, I am perfectly fine if I'm having a good time with the game. Some people didn't like the swearing or the gun gameplay, but I thought it was fun. Then Sonic 06, while I'm not gonna lie, I think is currently my favorite Sonic game. I know I said Adventure 1 once, but that was more due to the fact that the base game is better than the base of 06, but the very hard mode missions in 06 are to me so fun. I can pretty much overlook any of the issues 06 has from those very hard mode missions alone. And even then, the story in 06 isn't really terrible to watch. I mean, when you pick it apart and think about it, yeah, the story falls apart, but just watching the story, you can tell there's this grand epic that's trying to be told, and it's trying to be cool and appeal to like a cinematic feel to the audience. And then Unleashed came out. IGN gave it the famous this game is absolute garbage, and then became the famous interview of Sonic the Hedgehog was never good. And I really don't care about that. People need to grow up, but that was an actual complaint that was had at the time. Then Sonic Chronicles came out. Personally, I didn't play Chronicles, but there were some reviews that were positive, but most reviews were very negative of that game. The soundtrack was also a letdown, which is a first for Sonic. And then the two storybook games, Secret Rings and Black Knight. I actually liked Secret Rings growing up, but going back to it, I just think it's too frustrating unless I have a fully maxed out Sonic. So what I'll do now, if I ever want to play Secret Rings, is I'll download a completed save file onto my Wii and then play. As opposed to Black Knight, which I still think is one of the best Sonic games. Yeah, it's motion control based, but I still think it is a really fun, good time. Because I don't care if the game's short. I care if the game is fun. Like Super Mario on the NES 1985. It's not a very long game. It's about an hour on your first successful attempt, assuming you're not warp zoning. But the reason it's so fun to play Mario 1 is because you're replaying it over and over in the mastery of it. It's fun to me. Forces is not that game for me. Now, what about you, Brielle? Do you have anything to add to this conversation?
No.
No? Well, what do you bring to the conversation then?
Um.
Is that all?
Sorry, I was looking at stuff.
You're really good.
I made hot chocolate pops.
You made hot chocolate. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so any comments on what I just had to say?
No. I'm not a nerd.
I know you're... Brielle, shut the fuck up. You know how I'm gonna say shut the fuck up? I've seen your background on your phone. It is literally some anime chick with her fucking foot out.
No, I'm not a nerd. No.
Okay. Okay. I
I've
seen what you look up on Reddit.
So, it's porn. It's not the same thing.
Oh, okay. But it's nerdy. I'm gonna shut up now before I get my video taken down. Regardless, this is the defeat of Sonic, and in fact, Junichi Kanemaru in his interview said that he was surprised that they took down Sonic that way. He was genuinely shocked when that happened in the script. You got a few seconds left. Is there anything? Is there any closing thoughts for part one that you would like to give to the audience?
Um, poop.